Alrighty, welcome back to another trade recap video. Today is going to be on Tuesday, December 9th, the day in question right here. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into the charts. Right here on the daily chart, this is going over my thought process pre-market, kind of framing out what I was expecting price to do today for the New York session and for the day. And let's take a look at what we were thinking in terms of our daily bias. We see price came up here and took out this high right here, kind of manipulated it with this long upper wick, retraced back within this range down into this daily order block right here. We see that this candle right here held strong on this consequent encroachment of this bullish daily order block, and you can see that we're still kind of reaching up into the highs with this daily bullish order flow with these daily bullish PD arrays right here. So overall, I was thinking that we were relatively bullish in the market. I saw us holding strong in this daily bullish order block, and my idea was that if we were going to continue to hold strong in this order block, that we could see some type of price expansion to the upside supporting out of this order block. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look towards how we reacted in this daily order block on lower time frames to confirm that our intermediate term order flow is bullish sentiment out of this daily order block. With our time frame pairings, we're going to be looking at the hourly chart, knowing that we're looking at a daily order block, and we're looking to see how did price react to this higher time frame price delivery array, and what can we see here? Price changed bullish state of delivery. So we see that we have this bullish sentiment coming out of this daily order block, giving us further confluence that we could be supporting price to the upside. So we have our bullish change in the state of delivery out of this daily order block. And now we're going to be looking for our bullish daily profile to confirm that our intraday price action is also going to be seeking those higher prices. All right, coming into the day, looking at the overnight price action, you can see right here Asia opened and ran lower. London came down and touched back into this daily order block right here. What do we see? We see that we filled this hourly fair value gap, making this low right here in London, and this low right here also coincides with the daily consequent encroachment of the daily wick. So when I'm talking about that daily wick, you can see I had it graded right here on the daily chart, and that is what I'm referencing in that lower time frame price action. This graded wick right here is what you're seeing right here with this blue graded Fibonacci retracement. All right, so we're thinking that we were going to have a bullish daily profile from the overnight action and this low being set in London right here. Obviously, we can see right here New York price action, but we're pretending like this doesn't exist right now. We're just looking at the overnight session, trying to get a feel for what our daily profile is going to be. So we're thinking bullish daily profile as well, and now everything is starting to align for those bullish prices. We see that we are higher time frame bullish bias out of the order block. We have that bullish sentiment on the hour with that change in state of delivery out of this order block, and then we are setting up for a bullish daily profile expansion. So now that everything is aligning for our bias, we're going to need to determine what type of entry setup are we looking to take our longs. So here we are on the 15-minute time frame right here. And when I come to the market and everything is in alignment for me to take a long, and I see that we have a daily profile setting up, my first question is, where is my entry setup actually going to form? And that is determined by two things. One, where is price opening at 9:30, and number two, what daily profile do we actually have setting up? So for example, in this scenario right here, we have a bullish daily profile. Price opens, runs below opening price, hits this higher time frame array, and we are now thinking that this is going to make the low of the day and New York's going to expand higher. But then what do we see? We see New York actually opens really close to this London low right here. So it doesn't negate my bullish bias that we're still expanding higher for New York, but what it does change or tip my hat to is that London might not actually make the low anymore, and New York could actually sweep this for a London low fake New York reversal. And that's actually what we saw in this scenario. So because we opened so close to London lows, I was expecting us to come down and sweep out that low right there. And we actually did that on NQ, ended up getting this SMT on ES, which was good enough for me. And that is where my entry setup actually occurred, right here where we had the SMT, knowing that we were expecting to sweep London low because we opened up near the low. We didn't sweep it because we got the SMT, but regardless, that did key me into where my setup was actually going to form, and it was right here within this price leg after we got the SMT with NQ off of this London low sweep. So let's get right into the actual executions. I'll break it down and we can show my entries and my exits. So here is the actual entries and exits. This is a screenshot of my annotations as well from that day. And going over them really quick, what you see again is New York opens really close to this London low. We run sell side liquidity right here via SMT. Then we have our actual entry setup right here, where we have our change in the state of delivery bullish and our fair value gap as well. Normally I would take my entry on this close. Once we create that fair value gap, entry too large of a stop loss, so I'll deviate it until we come back to the fair value gap. Never ends up happening. What do we see? We come up, create these relative equal highs. Order block gets created right here. We see these strong lower wicks right here. I take my initial entry on this candle right here. In this wick, I believe it was somewhere around consequent encroachment. I had this graded out on the 1 minute, and I took my initial entry right here. And then I had my limit orders set right here on the order block, which got tapped, as we can see right here. Stop loss below, order block low. And then we scaled out as we came up towards these highs, and then ultimately this buy side liquidity as well right here. So that was the trade for the day, guys. The idea came from the higher time frame, that strong reaction at the consequent encroachment of that daily order block, as well as our confirmation from our intermediate term order flow reaction out of this daily order block. And then we paired that as well. Daily profile, we saw that we had the bullish daily profile setting up, and then once those all gave us that confirmation that we could be looking for longs today, we identified where that actual entry setup was going to occur. And then we patiently waited for price to give us that entry setup, in which we executed on properly. Until next time, stay safe, guys.